try to provide a little bit of, I don't know, perspective here. I would say that we have roughly 60,000 citizens within the city limits of Bozeman, and we have about 50 of those show up here time and time again, trying to hijack the agenda, trying to enforce their own opinion on the entire citizenry. Most Bozemanites are busy working around the clock, trying to make their mortgage payments, trying to take their kids to soccer tournaments on the weekends, and maybe go skiing every now and then. I think 850 comments, the majority of which were written by a very, select few, is exactly 1% of the citizens. That goes to show how involved the majority of our citizens are with this process, or how indifferent actually they are, for better or for worse. But we have 50 mostly old, retired, white people, the most privileged contingent of Bozeman residents showing up here time and time again. And the very definition of privilege, I'm gonna be careful, I'm just a few years away from 50 plus myself, but you can count a handful of people below 50 here. These are people that are established in their neighborhoods and that will never be happy until we have absolutely zero growth and everything is restored to the day they fell in love with Bozeman. I too live downtown Bozeman, and nobody loves change. I'm resistant to it as much as anyone else. But the reality is that it is here. And the UDC, as it is today, is a disaster. And this one is imperfect. I won't argue with that. And a lot of the imperfection comes from changes that are forced onto it by these hobby planners and hobby architects that are hanging out at home and hanging out at coffee shops and trying to come up with these comments that are making this objectively worse. Nothing is stopping you from adopting this UDC and then addressing the imperfections one at a time in the future. But failure to adopt this is making everything worse. And I'm not just talking that the financial implications of this, but also the planning implications and the construction and the job implications that are very difficult to express. So lastly, I'd say I want to thank the city for this process, because I've never seen anything more exhaustive when it comes to public notification and public input. I haven't seen anything in any other city. No one I know has been allowed such a gracious process, and I wish this board, as well as the city commission, had more of a backbone to stand up to the people that are constantly complaining about nothing ever being good enough for them. Thank you.